A significant amount of federal aid was made available to Boeing in the recently signed CARES Act relief package. But according to sources, Boeing executives are still planning a round of layoffs. So should Boeing or any company that accepts federal aid to stay in business during this pandemic be penalized for laying off workers after doing so?
Yeah, well, the aid hasn't been given yet, but they will be asking, in my opinion. They haven't even asked yet. Boeing has not asked for aid yet, but I think they probably will. Now, at the same time, they do have to run a company. You know, this isn't a great time to sell airplanes. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? If you're a business person, Boeing makes airplanes. They had a big problem with one, but they make the greatest airplanes. They make the best airplanes in the world. I mean, they had great success with the 737, the Boeing 737. Then all of a sudden they do the MAX, and they say, let's make it more complicated. We know they're going to need help. Now, does that mean they're going to need help and they should keep people that they absolutely don't need? That business is a very cyclical business, like many businesses, frankly. So that determination hasn't made. So when they see us, making sure that Boeing is strong again is very, very powerful and very important, and we'll do whatever is necessary to do.
What is he talking about? What's going on, crypto cousins? It's your Bitcoin baby daddy here with another episode of Crypto and Culture. So as I'm sitting here listening to Trump explain nonsense, right? It really reminds me of this old infographic credits from The Other Guys. Like, I love that movie. So underrated, didn't make enough money. Where it talks about like the $700 billion bailout from 2009 and how that bailout, if it was divided into every U.S. citizen, it would have been like $2,258 per person, which would have been enough for every man and woman and child to go on a trip around the world or whatever, right? And so, but this 700 bailout went to the companies, and 183 billion of it went to AIG. 1,200 million went to the AIG bonuses for their employees, essentially. And out of all the employees of AIG, only 73 people got the bonuses. That's about $16 million per person. The bailout money that's going to these companies isn't going to these companies to save people. It's actually going to these companies to just fatten the pockets of the CEOs and whatnot. And when Trump sits there and says, well, if they got to let people go, they got to let people go, but we're going to keep sending them the money to make sure that they stay a profitable business. And I'm sitting here like, oh, they don't care about us. What is $1,200 compared to $16 million? God damn, boy, these boys is savages, bruh. Money, printer, go. Burrrr, burrrr. Oh, this thing is so funny. I love it. I fucking love it. I freaking love it. Cause the money printer is going brr. Like they printing this money out, and it is what it is. This happened last week. So this happened last week. If you guys already know, Tether just printed like 1.5 billion. I guess they got their little CARES Act benefit, and people are expecting the price of Bitcoin to jump off of that. And this was like what, April 2nd or so. And if we're looking around April 2nd right here, we can see that we're exactly at the same spot we were when all this news of Tether Privy coming up. We did get a little pop off, but of course all that went back down. So if you really bought Bitcoin off of that news, you're exactly where you started. I understand that like Tether is essentially the crypto version of the Federal Reserve, and people just allow it to be that, and there's like really nothing we can do about it except, you know, holding your own coins on your own wallet. But, you know, how can we criticize the traditional financial system for having the Federal Reserve when we essentially have our own version of it here in the crypto system? So that's literally something that I feel like deserves more conversation, and then people should really be talking about that more instead of like what extra hot coin is gonna be blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's more of a bigger topic than anything. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was just looking through the comments of my last video about, 45 comments or whatever. Hey, we hit 900. Road to 1,000. Let's go. Road to 1,000. I just wanted to say, guys, I appreciate you you guys for commenting on the video. I read them. I like every one of them. And like I said to you guys, every time I make a new video, I want to make sure I shout out the people that are in the comments. So I see you, Scotty P. I see you, Bent Ran. See you, everybody. Charlie G, I see you. All right, so appreciate that. Next thing that I wanted to talk about, so the unemployment rate just like skyrocketed. The last high unemployment rate we had was like, we didn't even hit 1 million people unemployed. This is just released out last week or Thursday. Just reading it, in the week ending April 4th, the advanced figure for the seasonally adjusted initial claims, so these are all like brand new claims, 6,600,006, a decrease from 261,000. This is a lot of people unemployed right now, and Trump talking about, yeah, we don't mind them just laying off people. Like, what? This is worse than anything we've ever seen before, bro. Like, this is just an old chart, because this was just the first 6 million. Like, we're probably over here by like 12 million already. This is what people have been waiting for and been talking about, but like, we're gonna really see how this plays out, because this is getting everybody stressed. You know, everybody worried that they might be losing their jobs. Hell, I'm worried that I might lose my job. So that's why, you know, that's one of the excuses I can give for not making content, because I was just stressed about my work. But y'all know I'm just making excuses. I'm here though. But just going off of this is just wild, just to think that Rona did all of this. That this like it couldn't have just been Rona. You know, there must have been a bigger systemic problem in our system than just Rona coming through saying bomb. You know what I'm saying? Because we've always had like some medical disease come out, but it's never really hit us like this. You know what I'm saying? This is just too much. But going back into the Bitcoin stuff, so guys, Bitcoin halvening is less than a month away now. So the first halvening, pretty much the price pumped into the halvening and it kept going after. But then in the second halvening, that was really more of a change, because it got front running because people expected it to pump. And during the actual halvening, so pretty much a month before the halvening is when you would have profited and got out. But the actual day of the halvening, it just pumped a little bit, but then dumped even more after, a couple months after. So now what we're expecting for this halvening, if I pull up right here, if we're a month away, that means that this was probably like the top. You get what I'm saying? And if this was the top, we're probably gonna come all the way back down to maybe the 4Ks. I don't know about no 3Ks or whatever, but I could see us just coming back down here, settling back down here again. And then maybe like a month or two after the halvening, maybe trying to come back up to 10K. But that's just like, you know, I'm not trying to make predictions or whatever, but that's just how I see it could be going. Just with all, you know, with everything that's been going on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, guys, but that's really all that I really wanted to talk about. Just trying to get back into making you guys decent ass content. I got a couple of interviews that I'm about to drop today and tomorrow. First one was with the War Kettle, second one's with Ashley, so make sure you guys stay tuned for those interviews. Other than that, y'all, man, I'm back. Well, as much as I be saying that I'm back, I just got to get back into making this content. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Leave it in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but it is what it is. Check me out later. Take it easy. Peace. Yeah.
Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real!